Spend more time repurposing existing content as opposed to creating new content all the time. One of the quickest ways that you can keep your content going, keep flowing for days and days, is to repurpose the stuff that you already have. One of the biggest problems I see people facing is, crap, how do I come up with new ideas? How do I make new cool things? The key is that you just use what you got already. This is how you maintain consistency. This is how you keep yourself going. Because one thing I've realized is that inconsistency is the kiss of death for your business, for your brand, for your trust. So it's important that you maintain it. And one of the biggest things that I do, one of the quickest things and the easiest things I do in order to maintain that ability to produce high quality content is to use the stuff I already have. Now, personally, I do a lot of Zoom calls. I do a lot of talks with people over Zoom and Google Meets, whatever. I hate Google Meets, shout out Zoom. Is whenever I do, these are generally like hour-long talks packed with loads of golden information, golden nuggets here and there. So what I like to do is take those recordings, the Zoom recordings, and I like to turn them in to little videos, little snackable clips that people can take little golden nuggets from. Now, a lot of people struggle because with Zoom is if you blow it up and you make it huge, yes, it tends to look terrible. So we've come up with a really simple formula where you actually put it into something, a nice container, you add some captions, you add a title, and make it more of an enjoyable process for people to consume. So check this video out. I'm going to show you exactly how to make videos that look exactly like this in 10 minutes or less. Okay, so we use a tool called DeScript. You can use any other tool for that matter. I like to use DeScript because it's quick. And also I like what the captions look like for it. It also has a really cool green screen effect or feature, but I'm pretty sure that you could do this in something like CapCut if you really wanted to. So enjoy the video. Let me know if you found it helpful. All the best. All right, so what we got here is our video file. Now, this was an hour-long presentation I did the other day. So it was a keynote that I developed, which was just giving people a very good overview of how to use artificial intelligence and how to create content. So it was an hour-long presentation, and obviously when you put that much time into presenting something, generally there's going to be a lot of golden nuggets. So if you have Zoom recordings or anything for that matter, you can turn that into epic content for days. So what I like to do is use a tool called DeScript. So you can see in DeScript, you just create a new project and pull in your video. And then what you want to do is hit transcribe. So the transcription, why I really like DeScript is because it uses a text editor. So rather than editing the video, you actually just edit the text out of the transcription and the video will edit itself, which is pretty awesome. So now that transcription is done and AI is done working its magic, you can see what basically happens. So it essentially creates a huge transcription of the entire video. So everything I said, everything anyone else said is there. Now you can see it has a lot of these ums and ahs and maybes, and so all of these words are filler words, and you can just, with a click of a button, get rid of them all immediately. So the cool thing about this is it makes you sound far more intelligent and helps people trust you far more when you're not using words like maybe, all of this, right? Now that transcription is finished, you can also do stuff like shorten word gaps, which again will just help you edit so much faster than if you had to manually go through and do it all yourself. Another cool feature is that you can overdub. So if you say something incorrectly, you can actually dub over it, and it can use like an AI voice, and it sounds funny, but it's actually an amazing feature. There's been so many times where I've said the wrong thing and I wish I'd said another word, and yeah, that can basically help you do that. So once I'm done removing all of the word gaps and stuff like that, and I've found the place that I want to turn into a soundbite for social media, I'm going to put this little / in, which creates the composition. So it tells DeScript what little clip I actually want to turn into a short video. So rather than doing it all in this master file, what I'm going to do is take that composition, copy and paste it, and bring it into a separate new composition so I can just make loads and loads of little clips over time. Because the last thing you want to do is screw this whole composition up, because this is going to be a master file. This is where we're going to pull content from for days. So I go take it, highlight my composition up in the top left, copy it, and then click on the project, open a new project in the same composition, and copy and basically paste your whole piece in there. I like to rename it. So this could be social cut down number 1, for example. Change the format from landscape to portrait mode. So inside the gallery, you can find loads of different templates and styles for text, which are already built into the app, which is really cool. And if you go to this one over here, this is where you can find a laptop screen. Okay, so for all of these, I like to just give people an understanding of where most people were consuming this media, because if you were just to blow up the Zoom recording, it would look really pixelated and crap. So I like to get this MacBook screen involved because it looks really cool. So I place it over the top of the composition, and then I just do a little bit of tweaking where I make the composition smaller, bigger, so it fits inside of the laptop screen. So this just takes a little bit of tweaking to do. You can also crop it, basically fits into the computer screen. So I'm going to go ahead and tweak this a little bit until I'm happy with how that looks. All right, now that's done, I want to go ahead and get some captions on there so I can start seeing the subtitles. Now, my favorite captions in DeScript is the clean captions. I like the way it reads. It keeps people's attention for long, so I like to bring that in and yeah, get that involved as soon as possible so I can start framing up the different compositions on the screen. Now this is just a little added extra. So I'm going to take the little Zoom recording. I'm going to make a special clip, and this is a bit of a bodge job. You don't have to do it, but I want to show that people were actually watching the talk. So I'll create a separate clip, add that into the composition using the add files feature. So I go and I take the little clip that I just did and add that in and just overlay that over the top. So I've got another layer. Now this is going to just take a little bit of readjusting so it looks like people are watching. I'm just going to create like a custom one. You do this by cropping that video so it's nice and small. So I can basically have the slides, I can have my shot, and I can also have people watching me, which is going to add to that social proof when people watch this video back. All right, now that I'm happy with the composition of the laptop screen, I'm going to go ahead and change the background a little bit. Generally, I like to change to whatever my brand colors are. And if anyone knows me, I've been changing my brand every single month. But this month, I feel like I'm going for white and black. So yeah, I like the simplicity of it, so I'm sticking with that. I might change it in a few days' time. Who knows? That's the beauty of being your own boss. Can do whatever I want. So yeah, just a few little tweaks now so I can make it look a bit better. I really like making my captions small. I don't like big fat Hormozy style captions. I think it looks budget and terrible. Always go for clean, classy. If that's the style you want to go for, I feel like it works much better. So once I tweak that, that's all cool. Happy with the size now. So now what I want to do is find a picture that I could use to just show people that it's me who's talking, because it's quite hard to see otherwise. So go ahead and put a picture that I like in there. And this is where I'm going to use the green screen feature for DeScript, which is really cool. So basically click on the image that you've just imported, hit green screen, and that is it. Very simple. This used to take ages on Photoshop back in the day. Feeling like an old school editor at the moment, probably am. Alright, so now that green screen is doing its green screen magic, I can basically take that image and place it right at the top so it looks like I'm speaking. Now the only thing is I don't really like this image because I'm not looking at the screen. Always try and find something where you're looking, people can see your eyes. They would appreciate that. Alright, so I like this image a bit more. So I'm going to hit green screen, take it off, position it behind the laptop and the main composition. So it sits right behind the screen. And then, yeah, it's starting to take shape, starting to look cool now. But yeah, I'm going to play around with this composition a little bit, and what I think would work really nice is adding like a title so people can see exactly what the hook of the video is. Usually I add this in Instagram. It can be cool to do this inside DeScript as well, but I also like to add my tag at the bottom, so if people do share it, they know exactly whose content it is. Alright, so like I said, I think this could do with a title so people know exactly what the contents are about. Otherwise, they're just going to see a bunch of gobbledygook, and adding a hook to the video always helps. So I'm going to go into the presentation that I did and take this, which was the title of the presentation, and add that to my video. Copy and paste, and then I'm just going to go ahead and tweak that title so it fits nice, and this is going to take a little bit of tweaking until I'm happy with how it looks. Again, small, elegant is how I like to roll. Alright, because it's black and it's hard to see, the legibility is very important so people can see it easily. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding a little square box behind it just to show people what it actually says. You don't want it to be difficult to say. Everything needs to be incredibly legible on the videos you create and all of the graphic communication content that you're essentially putting out there. So take that square box, send it to the back, have a little tweak, and then once that's behind, we're going to have a nice border, and it's going to be very easy for people to see the title of the video. Okay, finishing touches done. I'm happy with this. Happy with how it's looking now. So what I'm going to do is hit publish on the top right, export as high resolution as I possibly can, send that to my hard drive, and I'm ready to share it with the world. Awesome. So yeah, good luck. Have a try. Take some of the content that you have already and turn it into these little clips using DeScript. Follow this process and let me know how it goes for you. Tag me in your videos. I'd love to see what it looks like. Follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see these get posted in real time as well. All the best.